But I'm not testing talent or skill. I'm testing whether or not when I pour this mica down and it cures and demold it, that everything comes with it.
So come along with me, it's Suzy Q. Hey.
I am going to be testing nail polish and nail polish stamping gels on resin crete and epoxy resin, and then putting a top coat epoxy resin on it to see how it holds up. I would rather test on a small keychain like item than my large tray. I'll be stamping on some design and filling it in with nail polish. I'm going to try a temporary tattoo. And I'm going to try a little freehand. I made a small coaster and put nail polish on, and then I realized something. That I put nail polish on the side that would have been the equivalent of the back of this. So when we demold this, this is super smooth. And this is the resin crete. Just like the front of this was super smooth because that was touching, and it might be different. So I'm going to put some nail polish on here as well because I want to test. I want to test it on this before I do it on my large tray. So I'll just put a quick stamp on this. I'll probably do it in black. There we go. I'll do the roller skates because that's fun. One of those blocks, I think they're called. I'm not sure what they're called. I think they're called blocks. To keep this level and flat to make it look really good. I just wish I did have that, but I don't. So I'll just try to apply equal pressure everywhere. Oh, did I double dip that one? And I'll paint this real quick. And I'll do my testing on this little coaster to see if it handles a top coat. So here I'm adding a top coat of nail polish on half of the skeet, just in case the epoxy makes everything run. I can see if the top coat actually kept it in place. So I'm testing a couple things on the skate side. Stay there and dry. So once that's dry, then I'm going to put on my epoxy. The reason why I wanted to try this side as well as this side is I know there's times when I go to paint something and if it's super smooth, like this side is super smooth, I have to scuff it up first in order for the paint to take. So I didn't want to just test it on this side, which is not super smooth. This is the side that was facing up. This is the side that was on the mold. And I don't know if that would play a part in it. So that's, I'm testing for that, whether that matters, whether having a top coat matters. Actually, the one with the top coat looks so much better. I guess it's the same thing as when you put a top coat of resin on, but this never gets hot. So we'll see if that makes a difference, if it plays a part, if the nail polish can't take the heat. It's going to have to get out of the kitchen. Now it is time to mix up some resin. I'm stirring it very slowly. Okay, so now this is stirred, just a small amount. Let's see if I can get this up to the edges. I prefer not to drag anything over it. I really would. I want to make sure it gets to the edges. This is the only way I know how to do it, because I can't really get down to the side of it. It says self-leveling, but these fish eyes are like deceiving when they pop up. I don't see any bubbles. So that's good. If I'm not back in 12 hours, just wait longer. Okay, flip side. Okay, this half has top coat of nail polish and the other half doesn't, and now I'm ready to put a top coat of epoxy on all of it. This time I'm going to go closer to the edging and then go down to the middle. And you can see the coloration difference with the top coat because the purple, I don't know if you could tell, maybe I'll try to do a zoom in. The purple where the top coat of nail polish is staying a pale purple. So I can see exactly where the top coat went here because that color is not changing. Whereas everywhere else where I put the resin, the very pale purple got a little bit richer in color. So as that's drying, the more I'm convinced just that top coat would have been enough. But do I want to use a whole bottle of nail polish top coat on a plate this size? No. I'm going to definitely want to do the resin as long as it works that way. Be back in 12 hours. I cannot pull this off, so it seems to be, and this is on this side, so it seems to be adhering really well to the resin crete. I thought for sure I'd be able to like peel it off like I could my UV resin, but nope, it's on there pretty darn good. The only problem is I started doing all this and the resin wasn't actually cured yet. Okay, here I go again. Alright, I got some more testing to do because I don't know if any of these are going to work on my larger projects. So on this palette I have a thin layer of Any-Up resin cured. Very thin layer cured. Here is a silicone mold, nothing in it yet. I'm going to put a temporary tattoo in here, which I know works. Transfers very nicely after you pour the resin and cures it. I'm going to do some nail stamping art on the silicone. I'm going to do some nail stamping art on the resin and see how they transfer over. So the first thing I'm going to do is this one because I know this works. Spoiler alert, I did not take the cellophane cover off of this temporary tattoo. Just going to let it sit there. I've got my temporary tattoo, slides right off. Perfect. Now I'm going to let that dry. Get some of those bubbles out. And just let that dry for a minute. That's beautiful. Then I'm going to do some nail stamping. I want to get something that's pretty large in size. I'm going to pick something that I can color in. That one's probably a good one. I'm not sure where the film stopped, but you see the gold so the gold rose came out really well. I knew the tattoo would come out well. Then here, it's funny, the two metallic nail polishes worked quite well, the gold and the silver, but the purple in the middle only picked up half the design. So I'm going to try one more design up here with a colored nail, not a metallic. The design came onto here quite nicely. Now let's see if it rolls onto here nicely. Very nice. Now I'm going to color in some of these designs. Let me get cleaned up here first. Now let's get some of my resin out. If I have pink, gold, green, purple, and silver, what is a good mica powder to be the background color of? What, like a baby blue? You know what, a gray. Do I have a gray? Actually, it would actually make a beautiful background. Yep. Now I'm going to let that sit. What should I do? Pick a color, green. I'm going to pick a green and just put it as a background to this. Not the prettiest of all, but I'll make it a background to the silver. And then I'll spread it out, paint it out. And that paintbrush I just cleaned up. And it's not to mess with the... Because I really just want to see if the gel is going to work. Is it going to be picked up? Maybe I can make it into a heart to make it a little some. Yeah, my freehand, my mom was an artist. And my whole life growing up, I assumed I wasn't an artist because I couldn't do the freehand like she did. But I am very artistic in my own rights. And that's my story, and I'm sticking to it. So now that's going to have to go under the UV light. It's not like I have to bring it out. It is here. And I'll be able to tell if it's dried because the nail polish won't be as shiny. Let's see how this mica look. See, there's floaters. See how there's floaters? That means I did not stir well enough. So I'm going to continue to stir while my 80 seconds of gel is forming. Now I know that sticker with a kindergarten-like heart behind it isn't going to look the best, but I'm not testing talent or skill. I'm testing whether or not when I pour this mica down and it cures and demold it, that everything comes with it. Because here I see that it worked just fine and didn't run when I poured on it, but I poured it onto something. I poured it onto my resin crete and then put my epoxy on it. So that tested for a couple things over there. So now this is testing putting the polish on epoxy for these things here. So can you see this one? I'm going to pour it in here because this one has the gold nail polish with the pink backing, temporary tattoo with the green nail polish. And of course, don't forget, I forgot to take off the cellophane cover off of my temporary tattoo, and I am still totally unaware of this fact. Boy, do I love mica. 24 hours later. I sure hope this works. It'll be interesting to me. And I figure if it's interesting to me, one other person might find it interesting. Okay. See, not hot. I'm going to start with the holes here, because that's the most important part of the palette, is that there are no holes left, because that's where the paint's going to go. Okay, I'm not going to do too much with it due to the fact that it's in testing mode and I don't want to mess with it. So if there's some bubbles, so be it. Now I will spritz with alcohol. See you in 24 hours. Let's see this. Let's see if any of the nail polish came off or did it stick on the mold. Oh, this worked beautifully. So the temporary tattoo, which I knew would, that had nail polish behind it. And this was a little stamp. Probably just looks like a pink blob. I can see that it's there. I'll put this here until it dries. Now here is 2 or 3 different things that I've tried. Let's try this out, see if this worked. All of them worked. That heart behind the silver. You see the purple? And the another pink blob. And then there's some pink over there. The nail polish worked fine. The nail polish worked fine. This is awesome. So now I know I can use this on my molds. Because I have been practicing the art of nail stamping. Did I leave the paper on? Why does it look like I left the paper on? Looks like I left the paper on the, oh my god, I bet you I did. Okay, so we don't know about this tattoo. Oh well. It's oh, look at that. I don't know if you can see that. It's very visible. I don't know if you can see it. You can't see it. Did you see this? Oh my gosh. Yes, I did. Oh well. But surprisingly, it's still there. I don't know if you could. So now I've tried painting the back of a temporary tattoo with UV. Painting the back temporary tattoo with nail polish, and then this is a nail polish stamp. Huh. And then nail polish. It worked fine. I'm happy. So thanks guys. Thanks for watching my testing. I know it was a little silly, but I needed to know. I'll see you next time.
Hey, everybody, it's Susie Q. Hey, everybody, it's Susie Q. Nah, hey, everybody, it's Susie Q. So come along with me. Said I'm Susie Q.